Sup?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is John from Valentine Gaming, and welcome to Hopeland Part 2 in Banished. Now I had a devil of a time getting this thing to record, and if anybody in the community can help with this, I'm going to try and deal with it myself. But originally, one of the first sets of videos I recorded, or tried to record, was stuff on my PC. My PC's pretty good. It's an MSI i7 core. And for those that don't know, that's a pretty good computer. And it comes with what they call Shadowplay. So what Shadowplay does, it's something, it's a software that allows you to record game audio and your mic, if you choose to, and also the video from the game. But I was having an issue in that, I would record a 20-25 minute long video and it would just not save. And I don't think it's an issue of where I'm saving to on my hard drive, because there's certainly enough memory there for a 20-minute long video. But anyways, so I would record, everything seemingly was fine, and and then I would go back and the MP4 video file would say it wouldn't play across a Mac, across a PC, across multiple different playing devices. It would not play. So I got one or two videos done with recording on my PC and using a gaming headset to record, and I thought the audio was pretty good, but I felt like it could be better. So that's when Kelly and I got the Elgato, and we started recording stuff on Xbox. And primarily at this point we have a lot of Minecraft stuff recorded, which we either have uploaded or will soon upload. But then I said, well, that's great. I got a good mic. I got the Elgato, so now I can actually see where I'm recording. It could give me a time of how long the recording is, and it would be excellent. Well, I just tried to record through a setup of recording on the through the Elgato, and then the game audio through the Yeti, and audio was fine. Video, same thing happened. It showed that there was 0 minutes recorded, which is extremely frustrating. So now I'm trying to do a Shadowplay and Elgato, see if it works with the audio being recorded by the Yeti. So we'll see if this works. I'll do a little trial and error as well. I'm hoping that this records. I really like playing the game, but I also want to make some content for you guys as well. So hopefully this works. But anyways, we're back in Hopeland. We have no stored firewood, a fair amount of logs as compared to the last couple of times I played, and not much food for the beginning of spring. We do not have any clothes. We're working on that, and tools are low, so we gotta make sure that we work on tools. No medicine. We have 1 medicine, and no beer, which is the worst part of them all. We have 4 cold citizens, which if the last part actually recorded, you would have seen that that is a lot lower number than what I normally deal with. Normally we have 12 to 15 citizens freezing their butts off, which I don't understand this game. We have people freezing in 91 degree weather. I don't get it. But let's start this game and we'll see how things are working. So I got these fields going, and hoping that they'll produce enough food to get us through the winter. We got one more house going in, and what we have, low food. Yeah, that's a good thing to get at the beginning of spring. Great. But you know, this game is fun. It's a lot to kind of handle sometimes if you're not used to these sort of games. It can be rough. She has ragged clothes. It can be rough. It's a lot to kind of take in. Like some things, knowing that you have to have an empty house for people to have babies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this and then make these guys laborers, because I don't need an extra house right now. That was good that we kind of worked on that, but that's not something I want us to do currently. And then we're going to work on iron tools. Steel tools, that would be cool. Make one of these laborers a blacksmith. But like, knowing some things that you need to know to be successful in the game doesn't tell you. For instance, having an empty house is where people move in and then have babies. In this game, babies can't have babies, by the way. That's not true. They have to be like 14. This is back in the olden days when that was okay. But yeah, you have to keep that in line. So enough empty houses for people to make kids, to then have enough laborers later on. I did have an instance in the last video that again didn't capture. Yep, still a little ticked about that. But in the last game, or last video that is, there was an 82-year-old person that died. May you rest in peace. But that house opened up, so actually 2 people moved in and then made a child. And I'm kind of hoping, not hoping, but you know, if somebody else moves in here once that person passes away. This one already made a child. I think that house might have been taken over by those 2 individuals. I think. But the stone houses, like, that person's cold. Probably because they have terrible clothing. She has fair clothing. Why are you cold? Complainer. Do you realize the clothes that other people are having around here and you're going to complain? We have really low food. This will be a problem. Boy. Okay, well. Jeez. Maybe make another gatherer? See, I've read some stuff people have posted on a couple different forums saying that, you know, you don't need to have, if the max is, let's say, 4 people at a job, you don't need 4 people at the job to be successful. Like, if you have 2 and 3 and you have 2 sets of, let's say, gathering huts, that's why I put these 2 here, but they're not at 4 people, that's more successful than having 1 gathering hut with 5 people. Obviously, it's going to be more successful to a certain degree because you'll have 5 people instead of 4 working there. But I don't know if, like, the coverage is better. How are you cold and then not cold, and then cold again? It's late spring. It's 68. Open a freaking door. Anyways. But, you know, just some information. These, you know, I think for what we envision for our channel is kind of a varied one, because we know that when we're watching YouTube videos, and with anything, we like a variety of choice, and you know, we have a fair good stock of, especially older games, but you know, most of the newer ones we have too, and our goal is to just give you content to choose from. So, you know, and some people really like the high-paced ones like Borderlands or like The Division. And sometimes, out of leather. Sometimes you're in the mood, or you may just prefer games that are kind of slower paced, and I really like to take the opportunity in these type of games to kind of give you updates on how things are going, or reach out to you guys just to give you some information while we're watching this city unfold of morons that are cold when it's 75 degrees out and slightly raining. But now it's not even raining. Just go out, just lay on the grass. We got plenty of it, and there you go. Stone house, smart enough not to be cold anymore. Just some updates. It's going to be in the description, but Valentine Gaming does have a Twitter, and we would like to use that as part of a communication with you guys, and to give you some information about the channel as we go along. So the nice thing, if you haven't done a YouTube channel or opened one, there actually is a button that you can link up a Twitter page to. So anytime that you put out a new video, in our case, we'll be able to let you know quite clearly when that happens, and you can get an alert on Twitter that says, we update a new video, and we'll maybe include a message. So we want to use that to reach out to you guys for information and updates on us. We also have like I said, a pretty good stock of games. So we have PC and Xbox One and PS4. I know that a lot of people have talked about the PS4 being kind of a pain in the butt with Elgato, and I attempted it myself the other day, and it didn't work. So any feedback you guys could provide on there. Most of the games, we have primarily on Xbox One. That was what we decided on that early on between the two, because I had an Xbox and then an Xbox 360, and Kelly had a Xbox 360 as well. So that's where most of our games are, and then obviously the PC specific ones I got it covered with the MSI. But there are a few games exclusives to PS4, and it seems like the exclusives are kind of going away, which I like, because I didn't always have, and I still don't, so I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but many of the games that I bought were kind of bought after the fact, when they were super cheap, or got it free on like Xbox Live, but I don't really, games are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be entertainment that people consume. And I think the idea of an exclusive has kind of gone away a little, which I'm glad to see. Because there were PS3 games and PS2 games and PS1 games that I wanted to play, but I couldn't afford, because I couldn't afford a PS3 or a PS2 or a PS1. So there are a few games on PS4 that I really wanted to play, so I was able to get a PS4. Like, I have Infamous Second Son. I'm not that far into the game, so I'm thinking about maybe making some videos on there. And a couple games that I got cheaper on PS4 rather than Xbox One that I would certainly be open to playing for you guys. Come on, farmers. But yeah, we just want a variety of stuff. Sometimes we'll do some split screen stuff on one screen, and then we'll have two Xbox Ones, and we'll kind of flip back and forth. And some games are made just specifically for one Xbox, and you can play it quite well without doing split screen per se. I also have EA Access, and for those that aren't aware of what that is, and I think it's really cool. It's not quite where it should be right now, but you can pay, I think, $30 a month or $30 a year for access to EA's Vault. and a few other benefits that aren't really that great at this point. But you have access to their games, and primarily right now it's sports games. But if you pay $30 a month, you're able to download and play any games that they deem as part of their library. It's similar to a Netflix sort of situation. And what that allows you to do for $30, instead of paying for the newest NHL or Madden or NBA, which I don't know quite why you would play the EA version rather than the 2K version, but you can play that game for $30 rather than paying $60 for the new one. So I do have that, and we can utilize that. Making a video or two on, you got 6 leather, making a video or two on hockey or Madden football, but that's, we're not going to make a ton of videos probably on there. I mean, I do like to play hockey especially, so we'll make a game or two, video too, or on that. I think both of our goals, we have a lot of varied interests in terms of what we like to play, myself especially, and we kind of want to reflect that in the channel as well. So giving that option of, it's truly your choice. We've made these things, and you could say to yourself, I'm really in the mood for high pace. Let's watch Borderlands. Let's watch some Halo 5, Halo 4, or I just want kind of a relaxing video, or one where, a little bit more talking, but a little bit slower paced. And then you can choose a Banished or City Skylines type of video. So, we're just trying to, and we're at leather, just trying to give those options for you guys to choose from. That's kind of our goal on that one. We are out of food, so we're going to be starving pretty soon. And certainly give us any feedback, either on Twitter or in the comments, about any other adjustments that you would prefer. A different game. We'll see if we have it. I also want to see if we can do some older games just as a throwback. We got some digital games as well that you won't see in the pictures that we'll eventually post at some time. I think what Kelly and I both agreed, especially early on when we started talking about starting this YouTube channel, was I raised the issue of, I really like video games. I really like movies and TV shows, and just the idea of taking what you got, taking what you enjoy from it, and making it, try and make it your own sort of thing, and show off what you enjoy about it is part of my goal with it. And throughout, making all this content and that sort of thing. But you'll see some of the stuff that we have in terms of movies. We'll kind of show that off, and obviously that will be talked about. I just finished watching up to, was it season 5 of Archer, which I really like that show. It's pretty darn funny, and she's watched it as well, so you'll see that in some of the videos, or obviously the videos when we'll talk about it, but we'll probably put some pictures out of parts of the collection, because I know that's something that I watched a lot of a couple years ago, and more recently, of people's collections and them talking about it and how they got it, what they enjoy most of. We'll see if we'll make some of those as well. Reserve of food is low. Awesome. Well, we have no freezing, people, because it's 65 degrees. Early autumn. These guys are collecting the food, which is awesome. The only concern is them being able to collect it before everything goes out. Leather, 6 leather. So we'll probably start the tailor later. How's the old person doing? Old person just died, so now we have more space. Okay, so she's the oldest in town. Nope, she's the oldest. Ooh, she's the oldest. Okay, so we're gonna probably have some more spaces in. This seems to be a pretty good balance thus far. So you want enough empty houses so that people can move in, but obviously you need the population old enough, which I just found up here. It shows the number of adults, students, and the number of children. So we know we got 10 on the way, 11 being educated, and 35 are actual workers. So that's kind of cool that they included that. So yeah, I think this is a good place to end the video. Hopefully this thing recorded, and at least I got a setup for the PC then. But thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and check out our Twitter page. That's where we'll put out updates and communicate with you guys. So thanks. Hey, did you hear about that subscribe button? Do you know what it can do? If you click that subscribe button, it will let us know that you like our content.